Let's talk about the tryouts that have been announced in and around SummerSlam. Now, it seems like a lot's happening around SummerSlam, but there is a reason these particular tryouts got major press releases. The WWE are trying desperately to get as many people applying for these tryouts as possible. There is a definite reason for it. With NXT releases still planned and some major NXT call-ups expected, a lot of NXT developmental talent will be starting to be more heavily featured on the weekly show. Essentially, we're looking at releasing maybe 4 or 5 people from NXT and then calling up around 20. That's a lot of people, and those people need to be replaced. Now, you can bring people from NXT UK, you can bring people from 205 Live, or you can just elevate people who are currently in developmental. There's a number of people who are options for that. Look at what Xylee's faction's doing at the moment. That's an example right there. Look at Hit Row. People being elevated from developmental. That's exactly the sort of thing I'm talking about. With this in mind, the WWE has scheduled a number of tryout sessions, which have already started. We've had quite a number of tryout sessions already. Thank you very much for the host, Corey, and welcome to this show. Apparently, the majority of these tryouts haven't given the WWE the results that they've been looking for, to the point that the WWE have now attempted to promote more grand-scale tryouts to get in the best names that they can. They are trying to essentially sell the tryouts to people to make them come in and turn up, because apparently the level and caliber of tryout that they've had is not up to the standard that they are looking for. This is WWE saying this, not me, because I know some of the people at those tryouts and they are actually damn good. The WWE are trying to attract experienced indie talent with clearly defined characters already. Their interest in younger, less experienced wrestlers is apparently a thing of the past. They're looking less at bringing people in and then moulding them as they did with the Roman Reigns, with the Charlotte Flairs and the like, the Braun Strowmans, and looking instead for people of the Kevin Owens variety, the Sami Zayn variety, the Sasha Banks variety, etc., etc. People who do have the indie experience and know who they want to portray on screen. Expect to hear a lot more about these tryouts over the next few weeks. You will have noticed that a hell of a lot of media outlets have already made a really, really big deal out of it because they've been told to. Justin Barrasso was there live at NXT last night, was able to get a quote from Triple H, and then essentially his job was to promote these tryouts as much as possible to get wrestlers through the doors. It's generally being considered something of a Hail Mary play in order to fill up all the rosters, starting at the bottom. They will be looking for people for NXT UK as well at this point. It's also worth mentioning, much like Samoa Joe signing for less money, the money on offer at these tryouts is also apparently quite low, even for developmental talent, as Nick Khan's influence affects every division. Nick Khan's influence is spreading, and even in the tryouts, they are failing to get the people that they are looking for, either because the people that they are looking for aren't there, or because they're simply not willing to pay them enough. That is everything I have about the tryouts happening in and around SummerSlam time. It's always a bit eclectic, spoiler warning. You always sort of get news from like over here and then one from over there and over there. I am not connected to a level of a Dave Meltzer. I'm certainly not connected to a level of a PW or Insider. I have the contacts I have, I get the information I do, I want to share it, and I want to answer your questions as well as regards that.